Countdown. All right, this is Richard Roop. We're going to start the recording, record to the cloud. Hi, this is Richard Roop with richardroop.com, and this is we're going to do the open Q&A call today. Talk about anything in your real estate business, what you're working on, what you're dealing with, any successes, any challenges. And we are streaming live on Facebook. I am not going to be answering stuff in Facebook, so it's only for you guys here that are live. Anybody who come to the table want to talk to me, go ahead and unmute yourself, say hello, and let me know what I can do for you.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey, hi. I was just watching your goat talk with William Tingle. It was really fascinating. I have to go back and watch it again and write everything down. You had so many good nuggets, boy. But it led me to one idea I was going to bring up to you is that with the way people are paying like $50,000 over in cash, instead of offering somebody like $250 on a $200,000 home, is there a way to push it up even further, go to like 280 or 300, or how high could you push it if you wanted to, and would you? Or is there another idea you've got on how to?
Well, what would be the purpose? What's the purpose, Wayne, for paying? You're talking about buying a house creatively,
Right.
a $200,000 house where we can offer 250 if we get some sweet terms and still make 100 grand.
Right.
Why do you want to offer more than that?
Well, because in the market here in Oregon and Eugene, they've got people offering 250 in cash.
Okay, well then you know what? Yeah, we could. If there's this is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow night during the Ultimate Training webinar. Anybody? Maybe I should put that in the chat. Go to repodia.com/hidden profits. Anybody can go ahead and join us tomorrow night, where we're going to talk about all these hidden opportunities in hot markets. One of the opportunities is you can actually do some quick flips. So if someone's going to pay 250 cash, Wayne, then it's not worth 200, it's worth 250. Then yeah, of course we can offer 300, we can offer 350. We can offer the highest price, bar none. Okay. In fact, I just created an amazing letter. I started it as an ad, and the ad says, "Are you thinking of selling your house? Get a full price offer in 17 seconds." And then within 17 seconds, I go ahead and tell them, what do you think your house is worth? Whatever you think your house is worth, we'll pay that. That's our offer, right? So we can do that with the free and clear, and we can do that on pretty much any property. And it's an amazing approach, strategy that I'm going to start using. I'm putting it together, and I'll test it and share that. It's all designed for my marketing boot camp. That's something I want to share some great results on by October. But no, Wayne, what we do is we put the numbers in the free and clear offer generator, and it'll tell you what you can pay if you get 9 years of owner financing based on the down payment, right, and the cash flow to the seller. Now, the longer you go, the more you can pay. The reason we don't make 30-year offers is, number one, usually the house is going to be paid off free and clear before 30 years, with just because we get rapid principal pay down. We just got a deal accepted where one of my partners, Judith, she got a contract for it's a $200,000 condo in Florida in a hot market. She was able to get under contract for $185 with $10,000 down to the owner, and then $175,000 paid out over 120 months. It pays down to zero. Now, I put that in the Ultimate Profit Generator software, and we ran her numbers backwards to see what she could have paid, and she could have paid $277,000 on that same deal with those terms. Okay. So instead of making 120 grand, she's gonna make 250 grand or whatever. So if we need to push the price up, we go longer term. So a lot of times the longest we go is normally 20 years, and it really pushes the price up. So we have to increase our profit to push the price back down, our profit target. Because Wayne, if as long as you're not the seller thinks it's a real offer because they think it's too good to be true. How can you pay that, right? It sounds like a scam because why are you going to pay me $350 for my $200,000 house? So we actually have to explain if we're going to go that high, but instead we just don't go that high. We explain, yeah, we are paying a premium and here's why. And it makes sense to them because because if they don't believe it, then they're just going to say no, right? So you have to explain it. But yeah, whatever price, you can be you can offer more. This is what we say in our postcard. We can offer more than any other buyer. Pretty much that's what we kind of say in the Magic Book postcard. Does that help?
Yeah, I'm real excited to be on your call tomorrow night. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. I should go ahead and put that in the chat. Let's see, chat. So everybody should sign up for that. ROOPODIA.com/hidden profits. Hidden profits, I believe. I had a problem when I just used the word hidden, and it hid it. The system hid the product, and I had to get some tech support on that. So Rupodia.com, hidden profits. Tomorrow night, we're going to spend about 45 minutes talking about the best opportunities in these hot markets, solutions, opportunities, and then we'll have some open Q&A on what the things that I talked about. I'm going to lay out some brand new, what I call secret marketing strategies. I'll start announcing those tomorrow night, and I just started work. I created them in the last week, and I'm so excited about it. I'm excited to share. Who else has come to the table with some questions for me today about making more money in your real estate business, or closing a deal, or handling a challenge? Who else wants to talk to me today? All right, good. I get to go work on my project.
Looks like
Jeff's got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, go ahead and unmute yourself and say hello.
Unmute. There we go. Oh, how's it going, Richard?
How are you?
Doing just fine.
Going great.
I'm getting ready to sell one of my properties that I did through you, and the buyer, or I'm sorry, the initial seller has lost her paperwork and is kind of being uncooperative with the title company. And I'm just starting to get a little nervous here. I tried to call her today. She didn't take my call. What can I do if she becomes uncooperative? Because the title company said they have to get the payoff from her, not me.
Oh, yeah, the payoff. Yeah. Okay. So you bought it using the ultimate strategy? Bought it with owner financing?
7-year.
What kind of interest rate? What kind of interest did you pay?
1.8%.
Okay, 1.8%. So you gave her the applicable federal rate. Okay. And you had a 7-year balloon.
That's correct.
Right? Okay. How much do you think you owe?
Around $53,000 and some.
Okay. And do you want to pay her off, or do you want to move her mortgage? Do you want to ask her to go longer, or has she given you trouble in the past?
Well, no, because I've been paying her every month, and we barely converse except in the beginning. So, but I put about 25,000 into it, and so I really want to sell it off at this point.
Yeah. Well, no, you can sell it. I'm just saying you don't have to give her the 53 if you have another place to put her money. Or it could even go unsecured. I wouldn't do that. I'd like to have it secured by some income. What's your monthly payments?
$501.59.
Okay. All right, great. Do you think she likes getting that income? Maybe that's what her problem is she doesn't want to stop getting that income, or she doesn't want her money. Why do you think she's being uncooperative?
I don't know. I mean, initially she just told me that she took my call earlier in the week. So, I mean, maybe
Okay.
she just can't take my call today, but she mentioned that she didn't have any of the paperwork that we had before. And the title company's been reaching out to her and she hasn't responded to them. And so I just figured while you're having the Q&A today, just in case she becomes uncooperative,
Yeah.
what can I do?
Well, what paperwork does she need?
She needs a payoff. That's what she has to give to the title company, and they can only accept it from her.
Yeah, no, can you go ahead and what you want to do is you want to make it easy for her. Okay. So
Right.
go ahead and put the payoff together yourself. Tell her, look, I'll go ahead and I'll run all the numbers. I'll send you over the payoff letter, and then I can help you, confirm it. So do it for her. Do you think
Okay.
that she would like that?
Yeah, if she'll call me back. So I should get the payoff letter from the title company that's supposed to go to her. I should get that from the title company, have them send it to me so I can send it to her.
Yeah. You fill it out for her and have her sign it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let her know,
Right.
hey, I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'll figure up the payoff. I'll put that together, and then all you have to do is, if it sounds good to you, you just need to sign it and send it over to the title company. Is she local or
Right.
long distance?
No, she's local. All right. So just as a worst case scenario, what if she becomes uncooperative? What can I do?
This has happened in the past, but I can't remember what the procedure is. A lender cannot, if someone does not give a payoff, then there's something you can do. It's something like, you submit yours, and then the title company says, okay, this is the payoff. If we don't hear from you within 14 days, we're going to accept this. It sounds like if there was something like that, your title company should know about that. Did you ask the title company, what if I can't get a payoff? What can we do?
Well, that's my next call.
Yeah. They've seen that before. It's usually, you have to, if the title company can't give you some answers, then you'll have to talk to a real estate attorney. You have a real
Right.
estate attorney?
Yes, there's a couple in the area. Not one I've worked with, but I can find them.
Well, this is a good opportunity to raise some private money, interview real estate attorneys. Go ahead and interview all the real estate attorneys. Let them know how you buy and sell houses. Let them know that you use private lenders. Get them asking you, well, can I be one of your private lenders? So
I like that.
Anytime you need a professional on your dream team, that's a good time to interview a bunch of people. That's how you raise private money. Flap your lips to everybody you know and get to know more people. And so when you need a new professional on your team, you interview a bunch of new people, put them on your contact list. I think that she might. I think if you make it easy for her, that might do it. Otherwise, the title company might have an answer. Otherwise, you'll have to talk to an attorney. Is there anybody on the line that has any other answers for Jeff? So does that help, Jeff?
Yeah. Just one other thing. I figured you want to hear this. I think I have about $7,000 on a credit card, between 7 and 8, for materials, and another 25,000 on my HELOC from my home. For all the repairs, because I fixed it up really nice. Selling for 165 and I owe 53. So that's about 32 that needs to come out of that. 32, 33, somewhere around there. And that's a Richard Roop deal.
And that was a 7-year deal.
That was a 7-year term. That's right. And I got the property with 2,000 down. That was nice.
So, okay, so you got it, you got it 2,000 down, so you didn't put a private money first on it. You just kind of funded it yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, good. And then, well, now do you have other properties, Jeff? Any other rentals or holds or keeps?
Just through a partner. I have 5 others with a partner and none other for myself. So just under my
Okay.
LLC.
Because I think you have this seller. She probably is going to miss that $500 a month. If there was some way you could give her an opportunity to continue to get it, you know, by being a lender on one of your other deals or something, or on your next deal or something like that.
Okay.
Now's a great time to start really building up a portfolio of property, especially Jeff, using the ultimate strategy, right?
Yep. Sure.
All right.
Well, I look forward to.
How are you spending most of your time?
Well, I'm a musician that travels a lot, and but like I said, I got over the past few years, I've gotten 5 properties through a partner, and so that's how I've been spending my time.
What's your last name, Jeff?
Hutton, Hutton.
It's great to see you, Jeff.
Likewise.
Thanks for joining me today. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Who else had a question? Oh, Linda. Linda, go ahead and unmute yourself. Whoa.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Linda. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So before I ask my original question, I don't understand what Jeff was asking. Why does this payment have to come from the original homeowner?
Well, because she did the owner financing. She's the lender on the property right now. He bought it with owner financing. Now there's a 7-year balloon, so he's selling the property, and he has a balloon payment due to the seller. He's been making $500 a month payments, and now in order to release her lien on the property, the title company needs a payoff letter and have her, verify the payoff amount to be collected when it's sold, and have her release her lien from the property. Does that make sense?
Okay. No, because he's put quite a bit of money into fixing this up. Will he have to spend, if she is uncooperative, will he have to spend a lot in legal fees to get this resolved so he can sell the property?
No. He can sell the property. He can sell the property, and there's all kinds of ways to sell the property. But what he wants to do is he wants to give clear title to a buyer, right? That means it has to be clear of any liens. So if she doesn't cooperate on a payoff, then I think what an attorney does is send a letter, and it says, look, there's some type of procedure, Linda, I just don't know what it is, but it's pretty simple. It's like, we requested a payoff, we haven't got one, so we went ahead and created one. We're going to go forward with this unless you object, and this is what, but we also need to get her to, sign off on a lien release. So it's a legal, it's not going to cost much to do that if it became a problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
All right. So now
otherwise, she's in default. Now he has the ability to actually sue her for any damages. Like if he loses his buyer, or if he has to pay money on an attorney, he can sue her for damages. And usually, if they're being uncooperative and they want to avoid that, then they will stop cooperating. Otherwise, if someone hurts you like that, then you can try and have them make you whole.
Okay. Now my original question. This has to do with everything that was supposed to be starting this month about registering your numbers and the do not call list. And it's more than simply the do not call list. What I'm hearing from the guy who has REI Black Book on one of his webinars was that you must actually have permission to contact these individuals. And without that, they have the right now to file a claim against you in court for up to $10,000. The fine has increased. So can you please explain that more and how to keep yourself out of hot water?
Send direct mail. There's one answer. Why do you have to, you're talking about spamming people with texts, right? And
Text and
ringless voicemail.
Yes, ringless
and
voicemails, yes.
Yeah. And what about cold calling? Same thing?
Same thing. Oh, I don't do cold calling.
Okay. What's that?
I do not do cold calling. It's just the texting and the ringless voicemails.
Okay, you're doing that now, Linda?
I stopped.
Okay. Well, heck, I didn't know you were kind of active. Have you been getting making offers and getting any contracts?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to fix that for you, Linda. So, okay, a lot of people that are doing texting are doing it wrong. Okay, not only are they doing it illegally, but they have crappy approach and a crappy strategy and a crappy message and a crappy follow up. I'm trying to create some new ways to fix that easily. Same with ringless voicemail. So I just got into REI Black Book past couple days and got really familiar with Profit Dial, and I started playing with my phone numbers and the ringless voicemail and the texting, and I love that platform. I just haven't been using it. Okay, now what Damon and I actually text Damon today and Kevin, and I said, man, I just finally got in there. I love this. The best way to use those tools is for follow-up with people that do want to hear from you, Linda. That's my strategy, is to use it for people. You run ads on Facebook, online, in local publications. You get the word, you get your word out. You get people calling you. You do direct mail. You get people raising their hand, calling you. Then you can text them, you can call them, you can send them voicemail. And yeah, I don't know technically how they opt in. I saw that on REI Black Book where they have to be a subscriber, right? I think I was trying to do something where it was telling me they had to be a subscriber. I think it was some type of blast. Yeah, one of the blasts and stuff. So if you're not getting any deals doing text messaging, then I would just stop doing text messaging. But if you want to make text messaging work, then you're going to have to jump through a lot of new hoops, which I am working with one guy who's an expert on it, but we're not having the problem because we have a different approach. But we want to work together and create some solutions where people are relying on these platforms to get their leads. But it has to be someone who's actually getting deals from the platforms, okay? Because if you're not getting deals, if you're not getting enough leads, if it's not working well, then there's nothing to fix, just drop it. But if it is working well and now you have some new challenges, go ahead and tell me the challenges and we'll see how we can fix that. So your main question, Linda, was you wanted to solve what?
I was just wondering, were you aware? Was it of what I was stating? Was it accurate? No, because I keep getting text messages for 2 properties that I don't own, and I find it most annoying. And if I weren't in this business, I would sue them.
Right. Well, before, get Damon's updates on that. I have not delved into that, but I want to do that. But I just avoid it. Okay, so I'm not worried about getting fined because I'm not breaking the law. I'm not doing anything that causes. See, this is what we're going to talk about tomorrow night, Linda. Is you want marketing where people feel good about receiving it. You don't want to do marketing that creates negativity and lawsuits and FUs. Screw you. I mean, look, I do know that when you send direct mail, sometimes people will call up and say, take me off your damn list. Well, you know what? They're probably on some type of list we weren't aware of, because if I'm going to target a specific list, like people I know are in distress, right? And they might think that I'm targeting them because they're in distress, right? And they'll be offended. But I always take the approach that I never tell them I know they're in distress. I just say, hey, if you're thinking about selling your house, we are buying houses. Just kind of a general very nice approach. A lot of people do it with direct mail. It's an aggressive approach. They also take
you were breaking up bad there. Can you repeat the last 30 seconds?
The last 30 seconds. What was the last thing I said?
Man, you were saying the approach that you take is, and then you went garble. Sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So you don't want to do marketing that's going to piss people off. Sometimes, direct mail will get a few people pissed off, but it's not because of, like, if someone's, I see this right now, people are mailing postcards to people that are in financial distress, where the postcard says, hey, I know you're in financial distress, sell me your house. That's a bad approach. Okay. The better approach is, hey, we're buying houses in the neighborhood. If you're thinking about selling now or anytime in the future, let's talk, right? A very softer approach. So I don't like the aggressiveness. I don't want to be talking to any homeowner that doesn't want to sell their property. Okay. And that means I don't want to be fielding a lot of phone calls or text messages or emails from people that are saying, take me off your list. Why are you, you're a scumbag. Why are you, contacting me? Sometimes people that get the most upset is because they are about to file bankruptcy and maybe they feel like you targeted them. Okay. So I think a lot of the marketing that you guys should be doing, if you really want to get much better results, you should almost do the exact opposite. So Linda, that's why I said maybe the best solution, as opposed to worrying about following all the rules, is just use a different type of media to get your message out, right? But I think you should. I love the systems in REI Black Book for following up on people that have already raised their hand. And those people are considered subscribers. So I don't know technically, because I haven't played with it enough for as far as broadcasting. People have to be subscribed if you're going to broadcast. You can always send someone one text, right? In fact, that's how we're, my partner, we're buying houses together. We're using texting, but he's doing it. And one of the ways we get around that is we're not doing these mass broadcasts, okay? It's more of an individual type of texting. So I'll have probably some more information on that within 30 days because I know there's going to be a lot of people that need that information. And you're only the second person that asked me about that so far since they started changing the rules.
You're garbled again.
Hey Dutch, how are you?
Hey, Richard.
You gonna be able to? Hey, all right. How you doing?
I'm working on it. That's a big deal over there. It's a big house.
Okay.
And there's some people who don't want to work. So Cheryl and I have drawn up the drawings on that house I have a contract on. So it's getting a little, couple of weeks to go to find out, but market still seems to be level around here. It's not, doesn't seem to be going up anymore. So that's what I was kind of asking about. And the seminar tomorrow, or the webinar tomorrow, is it the same time as today?
No, tomorrow, when we do a monthly training webinar, the ultimate training webinar, we usually do them at 5 o'clock Pacific.
All
So
right.
it's at night. So it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
All
It's
right.
like your favorite TV show, prime time.
So what's the market doing? Or are you going to talk about that tomorrow night? Market's
Well,
still
a lot of
going
people
up.
are having trouble because okay, what people are dealing with, I don't track it on a daily basis, and I don't track the direction. It's the condition. The condition is that in a lot of places, the market is hot, which means houses are selling quickly, buyers are bidding up prices, sellers are totally unmotivated. They're in the lion's seat, right? Prices, that does push, if there's a high demand and low inventory, that pushes prices up.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to predict where it's going to be out in the future or when it's going to turn around, because it can go up, 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 but eventually it's going to go down, right? It's not going to go up forever. So it could turn around tomorrow. Maybe it already turned around, right? Like you're saying, or maybe a couple months or a couple years. It doesn't matter. What matters is, how is that affecting your ability to get sellers to respond to your marketing, or how does that affect your ability to find deals that you can put under contract? So I'm going to talk about the solutions of solving any problems that your current, like a hot market like that, is causing you. So you say your market is not that hot. Maybe it's not as hot as it was. Is there anything related to your market that is a challenge for you? Like houses are selling quickly, or sellers are unmotivated, or anything like that?
No, it's not anything I can't handle.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because
you got
there's
some
always
good.
there's always that group of people who don't want to deal with realtors. They don't, and
Right.
A lot of people up here live somewhere else. They're not at their house. There's a lot of unoccupied homes up here, and summer homes and things like that, and people are making changes because of the market being the way it is. Their interest is up. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, those are some of the what you're talking about. Those are some of the opportunities because of the hot market, is because people are changing what they would normally do. And if you know how they're changing and how they're making new decisions, then you can take advantage of that, right? So for example, with the changes in the economy and everything like that, you're saying the people that own these seasonal homes near you, they've changed their approach from maybe keeping them versus maybe selling them now.
Yeah, I think there's more of them going on the market, but the agents around here are, because they're competing for the properties, they are pricing themselves up pretty high. But they're getting it. Some of them are getting it. There's about 15 or 20 that are above 500,000 that are pending right now, that have gone pending in less than 45 to 60 days. So they're still moving. I haven't seen any reductions. I haven't done a total search yet, but I haven't seen any price reductions yet, except for the million and a quarter house. That one had a little bit of a $50,000 price reduction. Other than that, everything else is holding steady.
Yeah, what's really most important is what kind of income can we produce on the property if we're going to hold it, okay? Now, if you're going to flip it, then the price over the next 6 or 12 months might be important, or next couple months, or so if we're buying and holding, what's most important is what kind of income can we rely on. Now, there's ways to boost the income on different properties. That's another thing we'll talk about, is how to maximize the income on the properties you do have, but you can always get market rent, right? So if you buy and you can get market rent, and you take into account all your expenses and vacancies and repairs, and you never have any negative cash flows, then you can weather changes in the market price-wise, because you'll still get income. If you think the income will go down over time because your market's going to go down and rents will go down, then you can build in a positive cash flow to like a cushion on those deals. But yeah, I think things are going to get really more tough for individuals financially, whether they own a house or not. So if they don't own a house, they're going to need to rent a house. So these challenges, these economic challenges that people are struggling with, that's going to increase. That spells huge opportunities for us when we're in a position where we can help them. So number one, people need a place to live. So maybe they can't afford their house anymore and they need to sell it, or they need to rent something, or they need to move in with something. Think about that. If people will live, two families in the same house, you're going to see that as more common in the future, because that's how people are going to afford a nice place, is to pitch in together like that. And we can create those opportunities, and we can protect ourselves in that way. So I was thinking about this last year, is, buy these nice big 5-6 bedroom homes and put a number of families in there, right? That's a different exit strategy. Another exit strategy is short-term rentals, Airbnb. That you just have to research, and you got to be able to rely on that income. I talked to a seller in Key West. He had $1 million. The house we rented when I was in Key West, it was a $1 million house, and he was wanting to sell it. We actually had to show it to a realtor and their people when we were there. But we were working on making an offer on this $1 million house in Key West, right off the main highway there, the main drag where everybody goes and all the tourists go and everything. But you had to buy a $100,000 transient housing license in order to do Airbnbs, right? So we knew we could have rented that place out. We would know we could market it and have short-term rental income, and that'd be more than market rent. But there was some hoops we had to jump through that we decided not to go through. So.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And you were asking about building materials. Are you doing a lot of work on that one property that you got under?
About 300,000. I'd say about $175,000 worth of materials.
Yeah, inflation is going to be another challenge. Yeah, I don't follow I just know that we have record low interest rates, which are going to change. And then I know inflation, unless it's going to continue to be a challenge. That's why, Dutch, that's why I like to sell things as is and let my buyer fix it up.
No. But the potential for profit on this was so big, because as long as the heat for the purchasing of waterfront property is there and people want to move to the country, and get out of DC, as long as that's there, when I get finished with the project, I'll be fine. But if it takes a dip and clips 100, 150, 200,000 off of the sales price, I won't be so fine. So
Well, yeah.
that's a concern, and that's why flipping is a dangerous thing. I mean, fixing and flipping.
Yeah, that is one of the dangers of fixing and flipping. You bet. I don't know if this would make any sense, but if there were certain commodities that if they go up in value, it's going to cost you more, right? You can buy some future contracts to hedge yourself. I don't know if it's a big enough project where hedging yourself with futures and options on futures would make any sense as a hedge. That just came to mind.
Yeah, buying raw material now is one of the things that has been suggested, especially when it comes to metal roof. Buy the metal now, we'll coat it, whatever color you want, or we'll fix it. Just buy the metal now, because metal has gone up. Metal roofing has gone up 170% in the last 12 months.
Yeah, as long as you know you're going to need the materials, if you can buy them now, it's like buying stocking up on toilet paper before the price goes up because of inflation, because you're going to use it, right?
I know.
And when inflation goes up, your purchasing power goes down. So yes, buy it. This would apply to anything in your life, in your household, and in your business. If you have some extra money you want to invest, go ahead and stock up on some supplies that you know you're going to use, because as the value of the dollar goes down, those prices will continue to go up. So,
that's right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
You bet. All right. All right. Anybody else? Go ahead and unmute yourself and say hello. Anybody else that want to talk to me? Trying to close. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. People are in the chat. I usually don't read the chat, guys. I'd rather you speak up.
Okay, I'll tell you what I put in the chat.
Thank you.
One of our local guys in our local RIA, he had a property that he wanted to finish out. This is going to be his personal home. So he had an estimate for just his lumber that was around $19,000. Now he stopped when COVID hit and everything else. And last week he went back to get a new estimate, same amount of lumber, and it's now $51,000.
Yeah, my understanding is lumber went up 281%, right? So it's hurting people. It's hurting people. Yep. So there you go. I'll give you a quick tip. It has nothing to do with real estate, but if you want to save some money, just go to the bank and get boxes of nickels. Okay, nickels. $100 of nickels is in a box, and you just save them. It's like saving gold or silver. Just boxes of nickels. The box of nickels is $100, and it's always going to be worth $100 face value. Okay. The melt value of a box of nickels is about $107. Okay, but you're not allowed to melt nickels and get the $107. But that's going to change. They're going to change the laws. They're going to stop making pennies and nickels. And this is all my opinion, right? And then the nickels are 75% copper. Well, what's happening with the price and 25% zinc? Prices of copper are going up. Prices of zinc are going up. The nickels that are worth, 7 cents now are going to be worth 10 or 15 cents later, in my opinion. Okay, and you won't have to melt them because other people will buy them for the value because they know how much metal is in there. Just like the old junk silver coins, where you used to pull out all the silver coins out of your change. Now you can pull out your copper pennies and nickels. In fact, just save all your nickels and pennies. Just save them forever as a little savings plan. and start stacking boxes of nickels. And the only way you would lose on that is if we had deflation. If we had deflation, then you wouldn't make out. But are we in a deflation time or inflation time? We're in an inflation time, and they're going to stop making nickels and all kinds of stuff. But that's a that's a that's just a little hobby I've been working on, is somehow put together an investment fund where we warehouse a bunch of nickels. I found this one guy, he bought $1 million worth of nickels, and he just put them in a warehouse and he just holds them. It's funny. He's a hedge fund guy, a hedge fund manager. $1 million worth of nickels. You have to have semi trucks. So, all kinds of stuff. All right, what other real estate questions do we got? Anything else, or are we done for today? All right, let's see. So tomorrow night, join me. This is just open Q&A. We just sit around and have a good time, talk about anything that comes up. Tomorrow night, I'm going to actually be prepared and lay out some really important strategies and updates for you guys related to making money in these hot markets and taking advantage of the opportunities. So that'll be Thursday night on June 17th. Go ahead and register at rupodia.com/hidden profits. And even if you don't join us live, you'll be able to get the replay. In fact, when you go open that up, there's some recent interviews that I did that you can listen to until then that are really useful. Like Wayne at the beginning, he said he just heard my interview with William Tingle. I'm going to be speaking at his event in New Orleans in September. I'm excited about that. But he interviewed me for his goat talk. People used to call me a goat. I was offended, but then I found out it means greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. So I appreciate that. But yeah, that was a very good interview. And a very good interview was one I did with Sean Young with Connected Investors podcast. And I just posted that I guess I'm releasing it today. But you can find that on YouTube or Connected Investors. It's called the Exactly How podcast. I'll have that link easy to find here shortly on my website. And then on my next newsletter, I'll tell you where it's at, but you can go find it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Any other final questions before I go? Or you can just unmute yourself and say goodbye.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you,
Hey,
Richard.
John, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
You're welcome, Wayne. Yeah.
Thanks, Richard.
See you tomorrow. Hey, it's good to see you. All right. Heather. Linda. Bye, Linda. Hey, Heather. How are you?
I'm great. Sorry, I had another meeting. That's the problem. Just too many.
All right. Real good.
Where do you go to refinance properties?
Refinance properties. None of my investment strategies rely on dealing with banks or real estate agents. So are you talking about refinancing one of your investment properties or getting one of your buyers refinanced? What type of refi?
I purchased a mixed use property right by Siesta Key, and it had a balloon, like seller financing, and it had a balloon. So we're just about finished the rehab now. I'm going to want to go refinance. And I just wondered, which direction should I head in for a reasonable rate?
Okay. Yeah. So I never rely on banks or refinancing. So I don't have a lot of good resources. Maybe someone on the line has one for you now, right now.
Okay.
But maybe you should talk to Tony Calloway over at privatemoneysyndicate.com.
Okay.
Private Money Syndicate. If you go to the website, it says talk to Tony, book a call. I would talk to him. He does those refinancing. He's in that business. And so there's a source for you. And he's a good guy. I just don't know and he'll be able to quote you a rate How long do you expect a refi loan to take, Heather? 30, 45 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he quoted someone else. But I prefer using private lenders that aren't, there is no, qualifying and all that thing. So that's what I'm used to. So
Right.
yeah, I talked to Tony Calloway. He's on Facebook too. Tony Calloway.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All
Hi,
right, good to
Richard.
see you, Lenny.
Take care.
All right, who's that?
That was me. Hi, Richard.
I don't see all you guys. I can't. Oh, is that Eric?
Yeah, hi, Richard.
Oh, hi, Eric. How are you
Oh,
doing?
wonderful. Thank you. Yourself?
Good.
I had a question. I saw the interview with, I think it was Sean Young, and you were giving away your software. That's the same one I have, right? It's not an update or anything like that, right?
No, actually, it's it's the free and clear offer generator.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I just posted that because I recorded that interview about 6 months ago. It's the Exactly How podcast with Connected Investors with Sean Young. And I offered the free and clear offer generator software for free. I figured, well, I'll get some leads, and then maybe if they like it, they'll buy the ultimate profit generator,
yeah.
right? So that was my thinking back then. And right now, I went ahead and posted the information at repodia.com/exactly how. And basically, what I'm doing, Eric, is I'm giving them module 5 of the free and clear cash machine. That is the audio on using the free and clear offer generator, the manual, the chapter in the book on it that teaches that program, and then a copy of the free and clear offer generator. And as you know, it does some of the similar things, but it doesn't even compare to the ultimate profit generator, right?
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that was not the same thing I had. That's all.
No, you got the ultimate profit generator. That's what you should be
Okay.
using.
Okay, I'm good then. I'm good.
You are good, Eric. You are good. All right. Okay. Anybody else? All right. There's a gallery view. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night if you want to join me. Otherwise, go ahead and register for tomorrow night. So if you can't make it, at least you get the replay on hidden profits in real hot markets. So talk to you guys soon, and